it's Katie Lazinski and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to continue with my theme of the college audition process, and I'm going to be telling you guys how to self-tape for any colleges that do not require an in-person audition. Okay guys, so more and more colleges are starting to require a self-taped audition. A self-taped audition just basically means that you videotape yourself doing your monologues and you send that directly to the school. Some schools will give you an acceptance or deny you just based off of a self-tape. Others will give you a callback based off of your tape, so definitely make sure that you read all the directions so that you know if you should be looking for a callback or not. If you do get a callback, that is when you probably would have to go in person to wherever the school is and audition there. Some schools that I know require an in-person callback are Chapman University and Pace University. Those are the only two that I know about, but I'm sure that there are others. But self-taping is becoming more and more popular, so it is a great tool to have under your belt for the college auditions. Just a quick disclaimer, this is not the same self-taping as if you were to audition for a commercial or a film or anything like that, so if you would like a tutorial on how to do that sort of audition, definitely comment me below. I'm going to be splitting this video up into 4 parts so that you can find whatever you're looking for very quickly. The first is location, where to film. The second is the length of your monologues and the length of your videos. The third is how to dress, and the fourth is how to get a 3/4 body shot. Okay, the first thing that we're going to be talking about is the where. So there are 3 basic requirements to the perfect location of filming your college auditions. The first is the backdrop. You're going to want to have a plain backdrop, or as plain as possible. So look around your house, look around your school, look around your acting studio or your theater, and try and find a blank wall, or as blank as possible. If there is some wallpaper, something, that should be fine, but just try your best not to have anything super distracting behind you. You want the focus to be on you. If you can't find one, do not panic. Chances are you can just hang up a sheet behind you. I've done that before, and I've had friends do that before. Super easy, and that works as well. But if you can find a good wall, that is more ideal. Okay, the second requirement for locations is the sound. So you're going to want to make sure it's not super echoey. That was definitely a problem for me when I originally filmed my college auditions. I filmed them in a big studio, and I ended up having to refilm them because it was super echoey. So make sure that your sound isn't super echoey when you film, and make sure that the camera can hear you. My suggestion would be to film one of your monologues full out and then finish the video and go back and watch it the full way through, and then you can see how it's going to sound. Sometimes what you see on the camera is not always what happens on the computer, so be very careful and definitely leave a lot of time to edit and refilm if you have to. Third is lighting. Try your best to find some natural lighting like this. That is always better than artificial, but if you can't, then just make sure that it's a well-lit room. You want to be able to make out your face, make out your facial expressions, and you don't want them to be squinting at the laptop trying to find you. Finding a location is really, really hard, but if you try and follow these 3 requirements, you should be good. Again, to reiterate, film your college auditions with a lot of time to spare so that in case you have to refilm, you can. Second, we're going to be talking about length. So every college is different. The norm is 90 seconds. However, I did have some colleges that required 60-second monologues or 2-minute monologues. I always tried to aim for 90 seconds because 90 seconds is the norm when you are doing in-person auditions. However, I did cut down one of my monologues and I filmed that as 60 seconds. And so if a college ever required 60 seconds, I always chose that piece to show them. And if they required 90 seconds, I would choose one of my other 90-second versions. If you watch my other video on the college audition process, you will see how I chose my monologues for the college auditions, but I filmed most of my monologues just in case, because I wanted to have a variety, so I filmed all 5 of my monologues. Only one of them I filmed is 60 seconds, and the other ones were about 90 seconds. I always ended up going over the time limit, so do not be scared about going over the time limit. As long as you try to keep it to 5 to 10 seconds over, you are completely fine. If you don't have as many monologues as me, do not fret. When in doubt, film your monologue to about 60 seconds and then just submit that as many times as possible, instead of cutting it down and then learning it as the cut down version and then filming it again as the long 90-second version. So I would definitely just film it as the 60-second version and then submit that to colleges. They are totally okay if you are under time. As for what to wear, I have 2 videos about the makeup that I did for my college audition and the outfits that I wore for my college auditions. I will link those below. However, for my self-taped auditions, I ended up wearing a different outfit than I showed you guys for my in-person auditions. So I wore a gray turtleneck and yoga pants. Just try your best to make sure it doesn't have any logos, it's not too short, and that it's pretty modest, and you should be fine. Wear something that you're comfortable in and that you can move around. It's the same as in-person auditions. The same rules apply to self-taping. Okay, moving on to number 4 is trying to get that 3/4 body shot. What that basically means is getting 3/4 of your body in the frame when you're filming your college auditions. That's just so that they can see as much of you as possible. So for me, that was about mid-thigh. I think that that's a little bit less than 3/4, but that's okay. Just try and get around the mid-thigh region and you'll be fine. How I did it was I just had my dad behind the camera and I stood where I was going to be doing my monologues, and then he moved the camera as far back as he could. My room was kind of small and that's why I didn't have my complete 3/4. So try and find a bigger room, but if you can't, it's okay, just do your best. Alright guys, that's all that I have for you today. Again, if you have any questions, definitely comment me below and I will try my best to answer them. I have a vlog and I have other videos about the college audition process if you go to my YouTube channel and check them out. But break legs, guys, don't be too nervous, you'll be fine.